Hello, very good morning and welcome to Athavan newspaper highlight. Today Friday, 14th of October 2016. This is Advert to Dedas, Tavasagaya Pillai with the highlights of today's English newspapers. As usual, we have three newspapers for the highlights: Daily Mirror, Daily News and Ceylon Today. Firstly, let's have a look on the Daily Mirror. The main headline says, Top official of independent commission to resign. A high-ranking woman official who holds a top position in an independent institution is expected to resign in few days' time, informed government sources said yesterday. This officer has decided to resign after a wrong interpretation of her work had been given by some forces recently, the sources said. According to the sources, this officer had informed one of the senior leaders of the government of her decision. This officer is of the opinion that it was unfair for some persons to give a wrong interpretation of the actions of the said institution when it is performing a difficult job of eradicating corruption. President PM Sagala hold special meeting. President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe met last night for a special discussion at the official residence of the former, informed sources disclosed. According to the sources, Law and Order Minister Sagala Ratnayake had accompanied the Prime Minister. I am aware about the remarks made by President Sirisena, but I cannot comment on them being a public servant. However, the President or the government can take action against the FCID if either is not happy about its activities, he said without elaborating further. Girl killed after falling into drain. Parents claim 100 million rupees each from KMC, UDA, RDA. The parents of the 15-year-old school girl who died after falling into an open drain at the Nittavala junction on the Kandy Katukastota road last year filed a civil lawsuit in the Kaduvara District Court yesterday, claiming damages from the Kandy Municipal Council, the Urban Development Authority and the Road Development Authority. Secondly, let's move to Daily News. The main headline says, Contempt of court case against Venerable Galagodawatte Nyanasara Thera. AG files amended charge sheet. Thera not present in court. Counsel to raise preliminary objection. The Attorney General yesterday filed an amended charge sheet in the Court of Appeal against Modubala Sena General Secretary Venerable Galagodawatte Nyanasara Thera over his alleged offensive behavior inside the Homagama Magistrates Court that amounted to contempt of court on January 25 this year. Homagama Magistrate Ranga Disanayaka had referred this contempt of court action to the Court of Appeal since it is vested with the powers to inquire into such a complaint. When the matter came up before the Court of Appeal, Judge S. Thurai Raja, Deputy Solicitor General Rohan Abesurya, appearing on behalf of the Attorney General, filed the amended charge sheet comprising 4 counts alleging that the accused had committed a punishable offence which comes under Article 105 of the Constitution. Former Ukraine President to support MR's political journey. Former Sri Lankan Ambassador to Russia, Udayanga Veeratunga, in a statement released from Ukraine, said that he was organizing support from a leading politician in Ukraine to help the future political journey of Kurunagala MP Mahinda Rajapaksa. He stated that on September 28, he met a former Ukrainian President Leonid Kuchma and had informed him of the injustices meted out by the Yahapalaniya government. Veeratunga also added that he was also trying to amass support for his endeavours from Sri Lankans living in Ukraine. Jayalalitha gives up powers. The ailing Chief Minister of India's Tamil Nadu state has handed over all her responsibilities to her deputy, the state governor said. All Jayalalitha's portfolios were transferred to O. Pannirselvam, who has stood in for her in the past, but she will remain Chief Minister. Finally, let's move to Ceylon Today. The main headline says, President's speech wreaks havoc. JVP denounces President's speech. With accusations being hurled at members of parliament and ministers of the present government over bribery or corruption and misuse of power, the Janata Vimukti Peramuna, issuing a statement yesterday, denounced President Maithripala Sirisena's speech, where they claim he tried to intimidate institutions which were carrying out investigations into complaints by declaring that they were acting according to political agendas. GMOA comments President. The GMOA OA yesterday commended the stance taken by President Maithripala Sirisena to protect the high command of the army, the top brass of the intelligence units, and other patriotic officers from subtle efforts to discredit them politically and ruin the public image. 48 civil groups meet today. President's speech the topic. 48 civil society organizations which put in the maximum effort possible to bring to power the president as well as the present government have planned to hold a press conference today at 11 a.m. at the Center for Society and Religion to discuss the speech made by the president. VAC challenges president. If institutions that carry out investigations into accusations of corruption are working according to the political agenda of the United National Party, then details with names and places should immediately be revealed to the country, the Voice Against Corruption emphasized to President Maithripala Sirisena yesterday. Siva Sena formed in Sri Lanka. A group of Sri Lankan Tamils have formed Siva Sena to enable Hindus to face threats from other religious groups in the island nation, says the Sena's lead organizer Maraman Pulavu Sachidanandam, a former UN official turned Tamil nationalist and publisher. With that, let's come to an end of today's paper highlights. We will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to Athavan Newspaper Highlights.